How are we getting on, folks? Um, Kilbeggan didn't actually turn out too bad of a day. If you look through the horses that were recommended for each way and the ones that were recommended to win, there was four successful horses out of eight. So I'm going to take the positive out of that. We got a 50% strike rate. I know the first race 2 to 9 wasn't worth shouting about, but at least we called it right. Very unlucky with the nap in the next best. I know I napped the horse that was napped up was advised each way, but oh my god, the two of them coming in over the last hurdle, it just looked like that the nap and the next best were just going to get the upper hand, but just touched off both times. I think it was a head and a neck. I think for Fakir Daleen, I'm not 100% sure, but two of them were very very tight. But yeah, if them two won, it would have just made that day a little bit better. But at least we were fairly accurate all the same, and that's as much as I can do. As long as I can give ye, I suppose, encouragement to cheer a horse home or to get excited about a race, that means more to me than actually backing winners myself. But Wexford tomorrow. Being quite honest, Wexford is just a pure nightmare of a track for me tipping horses. I rarely get winners. When I do, they're fairly short and they're not worth mentioning. But I'm going to take my chance. I'm gonna tip up a few horses here. There's a few of them with some interesting backstories to the races itself, so that might play a bit of a factor as well. Um, but yeah, we may as well kick things off. First race, we're gonna go plain and simple. We're gonna go favourite here, Isotope 7-4. Really and truly, this horse is a class above. If it gets this jumping right, this horse should win fairly comfortably. Very unlucky last time out. It unseated the rider. When it looked like it was going to actually put in a very bold challenge to Swell Time. If I'm not mistaken, who has gone on to back the form up. I'm not 100% sure on that now. I'd have to check again, but I know that day was a fairly impressive winner, but the fact that it was impressive was helped by the faller and the unseat by this isotope. It looks class act. It looked like it was an educational fall more so than anything else. I don't think it's gonna harm the horse in any way. If anything, it's gonna teach it a little something that it can't be too chancy at the hurdles. Um, but yeah, it's a big chance. Oakley Brown is possibly one of the best riders you can have, I suppose, with the situations we're in. The last few days, I was sort of puzzled the fact that there was none of the JJ Slevens or there was none of the, I suppose, Robbie Powers or Paul Townends or any of them. But I just figured out there today that it's all for, I suppose, conditional riders to get them an opportunity to get winners on the board. And I personally think it's great. It's great to see that these chances are given to these young lads and young girls out there. If it was the likes of Davy Russell, Paul Townend, Robbie Power, JJ Slevin all thrown into the mixes, like these young lads and young girls wouldn't even get a look in like at the end of the day. Um, so it's great that they're given the opportunity to ride these decent horses and ride, I suppose, winners in decent races as well at the same time. But yeah, look at Oakley Brown. It's definitely the best choice of jockey for the race. I think Isotope is definitely going to have a very big chance now tomorrow. Now moving on to the second one, 240. We're going to go with the next best. Wishful thinking. When you're looking at the form, it is very much wishful thinking. The form doesn't read great, but the storyline behind it does. This horse is sales bound. More than likely after this race is going straight to the sales. As you all know, Jigginstown House Stud is slowly but surely coming out of business and disbanding, and they're just offloading the horses one by one. This wishful thinking definitely does look to be I suppose the next one for the Jigginstown team to go to the sales, they're obviously going to want to get this horse off the mark to boost up the sales price and I suppose to draw a bit of attention as well. The jockey and trainer, Dylan Robinson, Henry de Bromhead, had a double today. Broke my heart as well with Abbey Magic, but we'll say no more about that. Yeah, look at they're massively in form at the end of the day. That's where I'm looking at. They're obviously going to want to have this wishful thinking at the top of its game. I'd say the O'Leary brothers, they've given warning to Henry de Bromhead and the team to have this horse right for this race. Going on to the sales now very, very soon. And yeah, really and truly, given the circumstances, it looks like it's going to absolutely, I won't say hose up, but it should win fairly comfortably. It's on handicap debut, wasn't really performing in, say, better company. So it really should do the business here down today. Now, moving on to the 3:15, we're going to go with the each way shout. The Baba Elephant. This horse is a 5-time winner over fences. It's £12 lower over hurdles, so it's going over hurdles there today. It's very interesting to see Donny McInerney taking the ride for the McNally team today. Obviously, the trainer, Ronan McNally, he's coming down from Armagh down to Wexford. I don't know, is it, I suppose, a sort of an interest check or anything like that, but it is a fairly decent journey down. If I'm not mistaken, it is the only horse they have running. I just gave a flick through the card. It didn't look like there was any other horses in the from this McNally team in scheduled to run here today. Yeah, look at it's obviously in the same setup as the Trigger, who has been a phenomenon since racing resumed. And yeah, look at 8-1 for a horse that's, I suppose, potentially well handicapped. It could be very, very interesting. I'd say I've said it once and I'll say it again. I definitely don't think Ronan McNally is going to be going down here for a 99 and a walk on the beach. I think he's definitely going down for a good run and definitely a good win. But he's an each way price. He's definitely worth an each way shout. Now 350, we're going to go. I suppose this is possibly the best each way shout of the day for me. We're going to go with Peculiar Genius, currently trading around 11-1. It's a local yard. Obviously, Paul Nolan. The yard itself has a great success rate in Wexford itself. More often than not, you'll see horses of his being well backed on the day. I definitely think you're not going to get this price for this Peculiar Genius now tomorrow. It's obviously £6 lower going over hurdles than chases. It's a dual winner over hurdles and chases, but it's off a mark £16 lower. There's another weight allowance as well, with the £7 claimer taking more off his back. So that, I'm trying to work out quick maths. That's £23 lower altogether. Really and truly, at the end of the day, it's well handicapped, and as well handicapped to go well. So yeah, look, it's definitely worth an each way shout. You're probably not going to get the price tomorrow, so I'd advise getting on tonight. And I suppose rather being safe than sorry, it's definitely well worth a shout, I think. But look, it all really depends on the day as well. Wexford just doesn't seem to be one for me. But look, we'll go on now. The next race, 4:25. I know what you're all thinking. You're probably going to say, hand in my pocket. I would, but personally, the price is too short for me. I definitely think this horse should be winning this race, but 4-7 isn't one that I'm particularly confident of jumping on. So we're going to take a massive chance. We're going to tip up a 66-1 shot here. Up out of that. Like I said, currently trading around 66-1. it's hard to look past Hand in My Pocket. Look, at the end of the day, this horse should really hose up here in this company. But this, up out of that, it's it ran a fairly decent race last time out. It's actually his first time out as well. Finished off 6th out of 14 in Killarney when it was 150 to 1. I know it was in or around 20 odd lengths behind that day, but it was in fairly good company. Tune de Cello obviously won that day. It looks, I suppose, a potential improver. The fact that I'm trying to think of the trainer, Neville, I think it is in some part of Kerry. I'm not 100% sure. It might be Killarney. I'm not totally sure on that. I could be totally wrong, but I'm nearly sure it's Kerry. Patrick Neville is based. It was interesting to see that the horse was pulled out of the race earlier on in the week. I can't remember where it was supposed to run. Oh, no, completely gone from me. But it was supposed to run earlier on in the week. It was pulled out. And yeah, look at it could well easily finish in the places. There's an awful lot of these in, like, they're very poor horses. Like I said, look, at Hand in My Pocket should be winning this easily, but this horse could surprise a few, and it could, I suppose, run on into a place. And if that's the case, 66 to 1 each way is way better value than a 4 to 7 on favourite. Obviously, I'd advise a very small each way if you're going to be backing. If you are going to be backing, I wish you the very best of luck. But yeah, look, it's a hard one to call. It's when you're looking at, I suppose, value for money. I've really struggled to see anything in this one, but it might be just interesting the fact that it has a bit of a journey to travel, and yeah, it looks potentially interesting. Now moving on to the 5 o'clock, the nap of the day. Do you feel lucky? Currently trading around 3 to 1. Look, at this horse, more than likely is going to go from the front. It's a natural front runner. It likes to attack the fences. It's absolutely beautiful to watch when you're a racing fan, just to see a front runner just go head over heels and just pure attack the fences that they're going up against. Really and truly, it looks like the track might suit it a little bit better than what it's been running in. Like, it's really hard to call. Like with Wexford, like it's a funny sort of a track. It's a bit like a roller coaster, but it's a bit of a slog at the same time. The fact that it's just got a massive run in, like, but yeah, look, at if it jumps well, if it goes from the front, more than likely it will set the pace and set a very good one at that. It could well be 10 to 15 lengths in front, going with maybe half a mile to go. And if that's the case, he could be very, very, very hard to peg back. And that is why I'm tipping him up as my nap of the day. 3 to 1. Look, it's well worth a shout. At the end of the day, it's definitely great value for money. But now, moving on to the last race of the day. Yeah, we're coming up to 14 minutes, so I better hurry it on. Yeah, Can't Kid a Kidder. Another horse that's 3 to 1. This horse is a Wexford specialist. What I mean by this is the form book ranks 19222 in his last 5 runs. Obviously, look, at when you place in the front 2 4 out of 5 times, it's obviously very, very hard to look past this horse. Obviously, I would prefer to see it at an each way shout or an each way price with I suppose the form book reading an awful lot of 2s compared to 1s around Wexford. But look, at if you're looking for a horse to, I suppose, give you a good shout and give you a good run for your money, this one here, Can't Kid a Kidder, is definitely one to be on. The ground really should suit it tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, I looked it up there. It's currently good to yielding. Yeah, he wouldn't want it to get any softer, I don't think. Really and truly, good ground seems to be the ground that this horse likes most. I definitely think he might be a little bit of a softer horse. He mightn't be, I suppose, totally hardy in the fact that he just go on any ground. But yeah, it looks like, I suppose, good ground would be a little bit better for him. But good to yield and should be perfectly fine. The price is very nice for a horse that, I suppose, likes the track and likes the course and has run very, very well here on numerous times over the past 5 times. Obviously, placing in the front 2, 4 out of those 5. And yeah, look at 3-1. If you're looking for value, there's no real value in any of the big prices here, and 3-1 is definitely great value for a horse that's proven to absolutely love Wexford and normally goes well around here. But that's all for me. Hopefully, look at Wexford. Our farm around Wexford hasn't been great over the past few weeks. Hopefully that'll change now very, very shortly, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be, I suppose, back in plenty of winners. So hopefully by this time tomorrow we'll be going into Ballinrobe. Actually, no, do you know what? I'm gonna leave Ballinrobe because Ballinrobe, if Wexford definitely doesn't go well for me, Ballinrobe certainly won't. We're gonna keep our eyes firmly fixed for glorious Galway, Monday and Tuesday. So I hope to see you all then, and until then, I suppose you better take care and make sure to do 2 things. Subscribe to the World of Sport website. Um, Obviously, the website is www.theworldofsport.co.uk. Obviously, I do a little bit of writing for them, and it might just be a little bit interesting for you to, I suppose, back up your thoughts as well. And then, I suppose, second thing is to like, share, and subscribe. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep, I suppose, getting the word out there. The more people following, the better. And those clicks on the subscribe button really, really help me out. So thanks very much, and thanks for listening.